BlackBusters.
What's cracking, family? What's going on? We are back with another episode of BlackBusters, the best movie review podcast in the world.
In the world, Craig.
That's right.
In the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig.
I'm your host, Big Ja, along with my co-host,
Fourth in tone.
Woo!
I'm going for it.
Fourth in tone.
Fourth
You're
in
going
tone.
for it every time.
I'm going for it every time.
Every time.
Even if I'm against the end zone.
Groverton.
Groverton?
You still fourth in tone?
Fourth in tone.
Fourth in tone. No matter who it
Fourth
is.
in tone.
No matter who you playing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Tony back sneak. Is that pause?
Fourth in tone.
Yeah,
Fourth in tone.
let me eat back. My bad. I got a little hit myself there.
Man, a quarter tone sneak.
Quarter tones.
Yeah.
Okay. See, Joe?
Yeah, no worries. No
Thank you,
worries.
bro.
No worries, brother.
Mm-hmm.
We got it. Man, as you can see, we are talking football terms.
Yeah.
Fourth and tone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, before we even get started with this film, I have to introduce a young brother who I'm very interested in getting to know, Brother Kijan.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
Simmons, Brother Kijan Simmons.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir,
You
man.
know.
We're going to talk about this. I mean, here's the thing. You got the colors on. So I figured that was on purpose, or that was just
No, it was on purpose.
He
It was
knew.
on purpose.
So
He knew what he was doing.
you come into the show dressed like that in the colors. I know that we're going to get some in-depth conversation about this. This movie was powerful.
It was.
It was strong.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. We're going to get straight to it. I don't even want to mess around. We doing Remember the Titans.
Yes, sir.
We doing
Denzel Washington.
the movie Remember the Titans.
That's right.
Man, I mean, can't say it's his best movie, but you want to say.
Yeah.
He has so many. It's Denzel, so you can't say what's the best. He got so much. Everything he does is damn near golden. Midas touch type shit. So, but this movie, man.
This movie is kind of catered to like the stuff that Denzel does well. Right?
Yeah,
like
okay.
like
I
it's,
agree with that,
like
yeah.
it's set up for him to like when Denzel gets to be powerful and kind of preachy and you know like the top dog.
Yeah.
You like whenever Denzel gets to play the top
he
dog,
thrives.
it plays into his strengths.
Right.
And so this allows him to play the top dog, not only against like the boys, but racism and society and all of the above. So it's really kind of like if it's softball, it's like one of those underhand pitches that Denzel just gets to wind up for and get ready to rock and
sent
roll.
to the rafters.
Yep.
Remember the Titans, man. I remember the Titans.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
I saw what you did.
You know, yeah, I remember them, and I will never forget them.
Yeah.
Right.
Before we even get into this film, man, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
For sure. Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely, brother. I have a few. I just want to get to know you a little bit more. So I know Tone, and I know kind of where his perspective is when it comes to films.
Okay.
I kind of know I kind of know what he likes and doesn't like.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So when I watch a movie, knowing that Tone's gonna watch it too, and then we're gonna review it, when he has his hot takes, and he always has hot takes,
Right.
And I got
I'll
a
be
couple
like,
here.
that's Tone.
Yeah.
That's Tone. So I've gotten privy to his energy towards certain projects,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that he and I think all three of us are going to be on the same page.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
With this project.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But let's just start, man. Where you from, man?
Grew up, man, Los Angeles, California.
Are you from the crib?
I'm from here, man.
You from the crib? Oh, you from the crib?
Yeah.
Come on, now.
Oh, okay. We gonna have fun then.
I lived in Inglewood, went to school in Compton my whole life. If y'all know LA, that's a journey.
A huge
It's
jump.
a journey.
Yeah. You said like, growing up in Inglewood and then then moving to Compton
Yeah.
from Inglewood.
Right. Yeah.
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 But yeah, it was cool, man.
Where'd you live in Inglewood?
I lived right off of, it was like right before you get to Hawthorne, like by Crenshaw and Imperial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all know.
I used to live on I used to work at Crenshaw in 120 at the 24-hour fitness.
Okay,
Shout out to
dope.
that,
I used to
man.
work at that Starbucks in the shopping center.
Ain't that?
Yeah,
Look,
look at that.
Right there by the juice it up.
By the juice
By the juice it up in the Wendy's.
See?
In the
My
Wendy's,
God.
right there. And yeah. It's cracking. It's cracking.
Yep.
Definitely can. Yeah, for sure. And I lived on Cornbloom in 126.
Okay.
Right there
Yeah,
by the DMV.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's
Right over there in the Doties.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's Hawthorne, but
Yeah.
it's the outskirts of LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's where you try to go when you trying to live a little better. If you can,
right.
if you can, it's
Yeah.
still the hood.
Yeah.
But it ain't. It's about 5-6 minutes outside of the. Yeah,
For real,
Hawthorne
yeah.
is
Right.
different than Inglewood.
For sure.
Different enough.
You can tell the difference.
Different enough.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? And it sprinkles off. It spills over a little bit.
They had a Shakey's and Mojo's Pizza.
Come on now.
In Hawthorne.
Yes,
I was just
indeed.
like, it's just different over here.
Yes.
It's Domino's back that way.
Right.
Domino's, yeah.
With the bulletproof glass window in front of you. Yeah.
With the bulletproof glass.
Now, did you play football in high school, or were you a
Nah,
football
man.
fan? Or
Honestly, we tried to get a football team, but we didn't have a football team. My high school just got a football team last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
we had a basketball team. I played basketball, but yeah, we didn't have a football team, this was me living vicariously through the movies, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But you hooped.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Most definitely.
For sure. Man, all right, you from the crib. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Give you some context.
Right.
Boom. So you were an actor.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
an actor.
Extraordinaire.
You know.
Extraordinaire, man.
I appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man.
it.
And have you always when did you know that acting is what you wanted to do?
Man, I've always been a creative, man. I started acting seriously probably like 2009. I was going to Southwest College, and I was in
Southwest.
Right. I was in the theater program, and so I was doing like stage plays and stuff like that. But then I joined the Army, and it kind of went away a little bit.
Yeah.
Came back from the Army, got back into it.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Here you are.
That's the short story, but you know.
Yeah, of course. That's dope, man. That's dope for sure, man. So that's dope that you are a fan of football.
Yes.
And you're an actor, because this movie to me is very performance heavy.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
For
yeah.
me, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Amongst other things, political, social,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And just seeing like, bro, I got emotional in the first 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we didn't even got to the meat of the movie yet. Pause.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like,
Right.
yeah. But like I said, this movie is just great. And my wife even sat down and watched it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's a classic.
It's
but,
one of those ones.
But she sat back and watched it, and she don't even like violence. She don't like. She likes sports, but she don't love sports.
Right.
But the movie she was like, oh my God. She watched it like it's a real game.
Yeah.
And she's seen this movie several times, but she sat down and watched it because it's just one of them films. And
it's a film that, like, very few films make you feel good going through a feel bad situation.
Yeah,
Right.
That's
Right?
exactly what she said.
Yeah, you know,
Right.
like everything that our characters are going through is bad. Yet somehow this movie doesn't let you feel bad for too long.
Yeah.
Before something good happens.
Yes.
Right?
Small wins.
So right at the moment you're ready to, gnaw your teeth and ball up your fists, the movie gives you another dose of positivity, hope, and you learn to love and care about so many of these characters.
Yeah.
It's Disney. This is a Disney movie. And
sure.
Disney doesn't normally dabble in issues like race.
Right.
So it's got the Disney way. You've got Denzel as a great leader. You got Will Patton, who Coach Yoast is a great coach.
Yep.
And then you've got all of these other very specific, strong performances. I do feel like this movie is a little top heavy in the sense that there's like maybe 5 or 6 actors that carry the weight for the rest of the ensemble that is okay. Right? Like, and their performances are so good that it kind of overshadows some, like, okay, that scene was weird, but
I'm interested in hearing who he about to say was the weak link.
Oh, there's multiple weak links in this movie in terms of performance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love this movie. I love this movie.
I think it needed it though.
Yeah.
I think it needed it though. I think it needed
to balance it out.
Yeah, I think it needed the balance of the very strong seasoned actors and then actors that were not so strong or maybe new to the acting field.
Yeah.
I think it needed all that.
Yeah.
Boom. I feel like because they're kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Teenagers.
this is I mean, yeah, teenagers, but I say kids meaning like, even though back then when you turn 17, 18, you can yell at the nurse, "Hey, get out of here. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And they're respected because when you're 18, you're a man in Virginia in 1971.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, but you can see the difference when the scene, the legendary scene when Bertier was trying to basically throw his weight around. Like, hey, check this out. We don't need none of your people on defense.
Right. Yeah.
We got it clear. We got it. And then you saw him like cower.
Yeah.
Once a real man got in front of him,
That's a
you saw
great
the
scene.
boy in him.
Oh yeah.
So I say the kids, I mean, like compared to Yoast and Boone, they're kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that allowed Denzel to do to do something different than he did in other movies previously. Like instead of being the hard charger, he was more like, he was still stern, but he was able to use a softer voice with it. And it was like a transition to like, okay, I don't have to yell at you because I know who I am.
Right.
This is what you need to do.
I'm the coach.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm your daddy.
I'm the coach. Yeah.
Which that was extreme.
Yeah,
that
was
extreme. Yeah, like, unless that really happened, it's true story or based on true events.
You know,
yeah.
He could have got lynched.
He could have got lynched, bro.
The movie the credits could have rolled right there. Like,
hey, because you know, looking at it from a hood point of view, he was surrounded. Right.
What did he say?
Right.
He said, "Call him daddy. Get a rope."
Right.
Rope. Call who daddy? Okay.
Right. Like movie could have ended right there.
Right there. Remember Coach Boone?
Remember
he's out of there, man. So this movie is based in Virginia.
Yep.
1971.
Yeah.
And 1971, you would think it's not that long ago.
Oh, man,
right.
Dr. King got killed 4 years before this movie.
Yeah.
So technically it is a while ago, but
yeah,
1971 in Virginia is different than 1971 in other places.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, and this is like the first experiment they were having with integrating high school.
Yeah.
Right. And to the point where Coach Yoast, who's a Hall of Fame high school coach, 15 or 16 winning seasons.
Yep.
And he gets demoted to assistant coach.
Yeah.
Behind another coach that's very highly merited, but from a different state.
Right. I thought that was an odd choice. Like they've got, you got to imagine there were maybe 8 teams in the league. What did the
eight?
TC Williams went like 8-0.
Eventually
something like
13-0 eventually.
13-0.
Right, yeah.
But 8 teams in the league.
You got to figure about 8 teams in the league. If memory serves me correct, there are about 5 Hall of Fame coaches at that banquet, right? Of guys that were eligible for the Hall for that year, which means that there are 3 teams out there whose coaches don't have the same pedigree as Yoast. So why would you, if you had to give up one school for the integrated, you would think that the guy that was a sure in for the Hall of Fame, that his job would have been safe and secure. So the fact that Yoast is the one that has to give up his role when he's clearly as good as, or if not better than all the other coaches in the room, did not make sense to me.
Only way this can work is if they had to do a lottery.
And it just is random like
because
that.
no coach is gonna be like, I'm not volunteering for that. You're not gonna make him do that. It has to be by default.
And the other piece is that the school that he just happened to coach at is the one that was selected for integration.
And that's what it was. I think
that's it. So they're like, this school is now integrated. So we need a black coach.
Yeah.
Right.
So, just the luck of the draw that the school where you were balling out is now the one that like Boone is going to be taken over.
Right.
So that maybe explains why he lost his gig. But I mean, if he's Hall of Fame, you would think that
he should have some leverage.
Yeah.
He should have some leverage.
I mean, they didn't really expect Coach Boone to stay though.
That's right.
That's the thing. Like they expected him to like, yep, and they expected the kudos for being able to try it, and then be like, it didn't work. All right, we're back to our coach now.
Yeah, that's that. Oh yeah. By the way, he wasn't able to lose a game.
Right.
As soon as he loses a game, he gets fired.
Yeah.
So that it was like, hey, you're gonna get your job back, and we're probably using you for this because we know that you can bounce back from a loss.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna show that this guy's out of his league. He's a fish out of water, and then you're gonna get your job back, and then you're gonna still win the league because you're gonna be you'll finish 12-2.
So this is a hot take that I have on simmer now. Now I can turn the fire up and we can have this conversation about Yoast now, or we can do it later. So like, when should I serve it?
Serve it, man. Do what you do, Tom. So hot take.
So Yoast is a good man.
Very.
Right. Yoast is a good man. But Yoast, for damn near the entire movie, doesn't really have Boone's back. Right? To your point, he knows that he just has to kind of mill around to get the job done. You can see the type of coach that Yoast really is.
Right.
When it's the defense on me speech, right? When he's finally fed up after seeing his daughter in the stands, at that moment, that's who he is as a coach. That's Hall of Fame Yoast right there. We don't see that coach throughout all them different games. So what was Yoast doing week after week? He was not giving Boone his best.
Yeah.
He was going through the motions. Obviously, he was coaching him up to the point that like Boone didn't kick him out, but we didn't see that guy into it, and which means that guy was available to Boone and them boys from week one. And Yoast purposely pulled back, held back. You could tell he was a great coach because he immediately knew what to do with Petey.
Right.
He immediately knew that, like,
he knew from game 2. Week 2, he knew Petey could play both ways.
Yep.
Right.
He knew Petey was the best athlete on the squad.
Yep.
He could play running back and he could play corner. And coaches know that.
Right.
You always see number 22, number 23,
Right.
number 19, and he going both ways. Oh, that's one of the ballers.
Yeah.
It's only about 4 or 5 guys that's going both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's 2 or 3.
Yoast knew that in camp.
Yeah.
Like Yoast knew it. You could tell, like, the one scene that like Yoast eyeballs the scene the first time Denzel goes, Petey, you're killing me, Petey, and makes him run off. Like, Yoast has eyes on it, and like the easy interpretation of that is Yoast sees that, like, okay, Petey's having a rough time. He doesn't respond well to criticism. But I think immediately the coaching in Yoast is like, I can use that boy on defense.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
He's athletic. He's strong. I can use him on defense.
You better be athletic,
Yeah.
running all in miles after fumbling the football.
Right.
So I know
You're going
Yoast.
miles.
I know Yoast is. I know we think Yoast is a good man. I think he is a good man
For sure.
But but he did not. He did not give Denzel or them boys his best until he had reached such a point where maybe like not making the Hall of Fame. I guess you could say he was holding back because making the Hall of Fame was so important to him. So he was just kind of going through the motions. He was just kind of going through the motions, even during the games, like, where they were winning. It was not his best.
Well, his motion, his just going through motion is still probably better than most
That's what I'm
coaches.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Because, and you got to know, he got his job taken unfairly.
Yes.
I don't think it was race necessarily based.
Found out the day of.
He found out the day of, right? And so that he lost his best coach as well. Eventually,
Yeah.
he's going through it. He's going. How much dedicated? And he was going to
And
move.
he doesn't want
Yeah.
the
He
job.
only stayed there
He
for
only
the kids.
stayed for the boys.
Right. He wanted to leave. It wasn't like, you know what, got demoted for no reason. That is unfair. And let me just give the best I can. It took him a minute.
Yeah.
And he only stayed for his boys.
Right.
One thing that we never really see in the movie is you never see Yoast coaching the black kids. Right?
Not until Petey.
Right.
I mean, you would assume.
Yeah, and even the version of him that's talking to Petey is not really who Yoast is. When he's talking to Petey, I just want you to go guard 45. All you got to do is, I know, just guard 45.
Well, you got to do it like that. You know why? Because Petey ain't coached. He ain't coached up. So you can't start coaching him now.
Yeah.
Go out there and play football. A coach, the worst thing you can do as a coach is take a player and put him in a position he's not familiar with and try to start coaching him then.
Yeah,
all right, man, don't forget.
All right, that's fair point. That's a fair point.
Yeah, but
he was
made
really
a statement. He was soft. On top of that,
Yeah.
he's oversensitive. He's oversensitive to the black kid.
Right, for sure.
He's not racist.
You're crippling him.
You know what I'm saying? So in his mind, I don't want to be too hard. I'm white, so I don't want to be talking to this kid like he's used to getting talked to by white men.
Right.
So he's softer. And that's what Boone was criticizing him about as a coach. Like, bro, that's not how you coach.
Yeah.
I don't see you doing that to Bertier. You know what I'm saying? When I'm on his head.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the black kids, and he didn't want to admit,
Because Yoast ain't really coaching. Because Yoast ain't
that time,
really
right,
coaching.
right, yeah.
It's that. I think it's a combination of that, and it's also, I don't even know how to talk to these black kids.
It's true.
Gotta consider that fact too.
This is a good point.
He don't know
This
black
is a
kids.
good point.
Yeah.
Whether you're racist or not, he's uncomfortable in some way. Like he's even talking to Boone in the first conversation they had about, I'm going to be under you.
Right.
He was like, "Oh, that's how you think. That's how you. That's how you look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like,
Boone was bold for that though.
yeah.
Boone, I mean, Boone was bold for that.
But we heard a conversation where he was uncomfortable with that move too. He said that's unfair, bro. I don't want to do to him, but it was what was done to me in North Carolina. So, but sometimes I don't remember. You probably know the term. Like when you are chose to be the leader, chose to be king. It's not. I don't even want this position, but it was given to you.
Right.
Peer pressure, social.
Yeah.
social pressure.
He had pressure when he got when the black folks went to the white neighborhood and was outside on his lawn. He was like, "Man, you are Jesus, or you are Savior."
He's like,
I'm not your Savior. I'm a football coach. No. And that's I want to bring that. I want to make a point about that. This is 1970s.
Yeah.
In Virginia, where black people stuck together, man. Of course, you got your riffraff, you got the uncomfortable. I mean, the undesirable men, black men, but the majority of men back then, they stuck together and they made their leaders.
Yeah. It was community.
It was community.
It was
bro.
community.
It was community, and he understood that, but that's pressure.
Right.
He got his family.
And he tried to downplay. He said, "Listen, I'm just a football coach."
Nah.
And they're like, "Nah, you are coach.
You are coach."
Yeah.
Now what I'm gonna do? They done surrounded him.
Right.
They done laid hands on him. Somebody done made a sweet potato pie.
Man.
You know what I mean?
They baptized him without the
I
water.
guess I'm the coach now. Right.
Yeah. Ordained him. And then he realized, oh yeah, you're a coach, not just our coach, because eventually the white folks in the neighborhood start corralling behind him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's bigger than football. Remember the Titans is way bigger than football.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And for a Disney movie, it got gritty. For a Disney movie, it has a lot of heart, in my opinion. And that's not just because of the great Denzel Washington. I love Coach Boone, who was not very emotional. It was kind of almost emotionless throughout the movie, but you can see the subtleness in his energy. So I do understand that he stared and he marveled, admired, and even despised Boone at the same time.
Who, Yoast?
There were so many scenes where he's just staring at Boone, just watching him.
Yeah.
He's never seen a black coach do this.
Right.
And you could tell that like that Boone runs a different ship than Yoast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And so you're right. Like you could see Yoast looking at him the whole time,
trying to
figure him out. Right? Like I would do that differently.
Right.
Like I like Boone knows to integrate them buses going on the way up.
Yeah.
Boone recognizes that his team is segregated. Boone is the one that goes, "You're going to be rooming with someone of the other race." Boone is the one that realizes that they're not talking, and then opts to go to the 3-a-days until you learn something about your teammate.
Yeah.
Boone is the one that wakes everybody up to go jogging to Gettysburg to make the speech, right? So none of those choices, I believe, are choices that Yoast would make.
Oh, for sure.
It's bigger than football. because it's outside of the realm of football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think probably the only player that Yoast would have played if he was the head coach might have been Julian.
Yeah.
Right? I think everybody else would have been relegated to...
And PD would have been on he would have been on the bench, or he would have been playing defense.
Yeah.
Right.
He wouldn't have been running the ball.
Right.
Because that's too glorified.
But then what's also apparent is that Yoast's style would have ran PD off as well from the beginning, right? What you talked about how like when you change in the player's position, you don't want to be coaching them too hard. Well, my thesis is that the Yoast that we see, the defense on me speech, is who he would have been on day one. So he would have been in Petey's ass the same way Boone would have been in Petey's ass.
Right.
So Petey might not have even been on the team because he certainly wouldn't have been able to take that coaching because they was both going to coach with fire and passion.
Petey had never had a coach like Boone or Yoast.
Yeah.
100%.
His coach is probably cooler, a little funner. Hence we about to have fun.
Do your thing.
That's my boy. That's Petey. That's number 44, boy.
Right.
The coach is going to be bragging about how great of a sophomore running back he got.
Exactly.
He's only a sophomore and he's putting up 1,100.
Yeah.
And he's used to that. He's not used to like as soon as he walked into the gymnasium, Coach Boone banged on him.
Oh yeah.
What you put your hand down, bro?
Yeah.
What are you smiling about? You smiling?
Yeah.
Why are you smiling?
Because football is fun.
Oh, football is fun. It's fun.
I think so.
I know you think so. Which one is it?
Yeah.
Which one? Man, that's my pops, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like, he'll
On his
question
head.
you. He wants you to know what you mean and say what's on your mind.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Stick by it.
And stick by it.
Yeah.
And so, bro, this movie, based on the true story, which is why I love it so much. When I see that before a film, I instantly get excited, and I get nervous too, because when things go wrong in movies, which a lot of times in dramatic films they do, you be like, damn, this really happened,
Right.
or something like this really happened. These kids really went through this, or this person really went through that. So I can just imagine 1971, which is a couple years ago. Before it's the 60s. So it seems like it's not that long ago, but it's a long time ago. And just to be able to be a teenager during that time and have to go through what you're going through, and even having parents who are not progressive like you are.
Yeah.
You know, that was tough to watch.
I'll raise the ante. This is kind of the status quo today. Right? Here's what I mean by that. You know that football is king in the South.
Right.
We know that the South, in many respects, is still kind of segregated in a lot of ways, right? We know that football is the great equalizer, right? So you have black players that are phenomenal athletes, you know, making high schools popular and making high schools money. They still live on the side of the track that they live on, right? They get tolerated because they're on the team, but like a lot of the dynamics are still very much there in the sense of that, like, you know, you've got a lot of these white coaches in these southern high schools that are running Yoast-like programs, and then you've got, like, you know, Jamarcus and all of these other guys that are ridiculous athletes. So if you just look at the dynamic in Texas and Alabama, in Florida, like a lot of the same things kind of persist. And what we know is that like if they're not college or NFL talent, the high schools chew them up. They graduate them, right? They pass them all 4 years so that they can start on Friday, right? And then, you know, then these kids get out of school and now the community has nothing for them anymore, right? And so now them same police officers that were saying good defense on that's the best defense I've seen in 10 years, now they graduated and it's like, what you doing here? Right? So that dynamic, like, that's what I think about the Titans in Virginia. Like, they're still fighting a lot of that same kind of shit. Now, it's not segregation. It's not natural, you know, National Guard and all of that. But, like, you know, I mean, we in L.A.
Right.
And so we understand how Sunshine was walking through the school. Like,
we know how Sunshine.
It was like, dang. What's going on? Like, I had everybody. It was majority black growing up in LA, but we had Mexicans, and it was one Asian dude, in my elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Then I moved to San Diego, and I went to school where it's predominantly Mexican, Filipino, then black. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
Can we talk about Ronnie Bass real quick?
Let's talk about Ronnie Bass.
Sunshine.
Ronnie Bass.
Yeah. One of the coolest characters. In this movie. Does all kinds of crazy shit. But at no point in time do you feel like Ronnie Bass ain't in control of
I feel like everything
shit.
he did was by decision.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I think because he knew who he was.
Right.
And he didn't care what nobody thought,
he
man.
was,
Everybody else trying to figure out who they are still, like where they fit into this puzzle that they're trying to make. But he's like, I know who I am.
This is why. Real quick. Did you hear the first scene with him being introduced to the movie, where him and his father, who's like a colonel, was talking to him? He says, I want him to come here because the other schools don't let blacks play. Yeah. And if we fight with blacks, we should be able to play with blacks. And I don't want my son going to a school.
So that's his programming right there.
We already know what type of mindset that that Ronnie Bass was born with.
Yes.
Like, shout out to Pops.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to Pops. So he got was like super this segregated. With segregation, what's that?
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
And
I wasn't raised on that.
I wasn't raised on that. And Ronnie Bass ain't no punk.
And he ain't no punk.
Right? Yeah. So when Bertier yells, hey, look at this fruitcake, you know, he aims and fires and hits him in the back.
It's a team of 80 kids over there.
Yeah.
But he hit the one guy.
He got his target.
Deep ball. Pause.
Boom.
Boom. On his back.
Yeah.
And it sat there.
Yeah.
Just stare at him. I'm here. I ain't running. I'm not hiding my hand.
Right.
I threw it.
Next part is when he gives Petey when he gives Petey slaps Petey.
It was like, bro, they had never seen a white dude do that.
Yeah.
Right. He was like, what's he doing?
Yep. When he kisses Bertier, I think he's fucking with Bertier when he kisses him.
Oh yeah.
Bertier is the leader on the team, the biggest, strongest dude on the squad. And it's already, guys, obviously he on my head about my hair and the way I look, and me from California.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the utmost thing, the worst thing you can do to a
kiss this
down south hit type guy. I'm gonna kiss him in the mouth in front of the whole locker room
for calling me a fruitcake.
For sure.
And that's extreme. I'm not doing that to embarrass you.
Right.
But it's more like do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bertier took a swing.
And
couldn't hit him. couldn't
Bro,
hit him.
he be on that. He be on the Tai Chi.
Yeah.
He's grounded.
He on the Tai Chi.
He ready.
Bro.
And then even going into when he first gets in the game, after Rev breaks his hand, they put him in and he tells the center,
Just
let him through.
Let him through.
Yeah.
Because he wants to go on offense. You know, like he's on offense, but he's like, I need to hurt this man.
No,
This
like
man
he's trying to hurt
team.
us.
He's trying to hurt us.
Yeah.
He's disrespecting my team. I'm about to lay this fool out.
And you notice he's the type of dude that he goes for the biggest, baddest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who y'all biggest, baddest?
Yeah.
Let me show y'all something.
Yep.
Right.
That's
You know
great.
what I'm saying?
That's great. Yeah.
So, yeah, Ronnie Bass and the name. Ronnie Bass.
Right.
Yeah.
Sound like a savage. You know what I'm saying? Ronnie Bass
Ronnie
coming through.
Bass.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Who all coming? Hey, man, it's going to be Mike, Jacob, Ronnie Bass coming through.
Ronnie Bass
We
gonna be there?
gotta say his first and last.
Right.
I don't know. I don't want to be hanging with Ronnie Bass. Man. He
Right.
be knocking niggas out.
Be on his nice side, on his
Yeah.
good side, because he's going to be cool as long as you're cool with him.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's
Yeah.
another thing, too. He don't want no issues, but if you got issues, it's
like,
an
all right.
issue.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ronnie Bass, bro. So many great characters. And I love seeing the ups and downs. And this is why I want to mention this. You said something about how this movie still feels good when bad things are happening, and because of the characters. When these two characters aren't getting along, we still see these other characters figuring it out.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's
That's
like
great.
So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it gives us different waves of emotion.
That
And
part is
so-
paced like the camp. The camp is really good movie making.
It's life, man.
The
It's-
camp is
life.
really good movie making. It can be heavy-handed at times,
Mhm.
right? And some of the stuffs are a little quirky, but like to your point, it's such a good point, Ja, that you get to see two people not working together, two people working together, and then the way they all start to kind of come together. See, that's the part that warms you up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like when you watch this team thaw, and you know, and you kind of thaw with
It's
them.
upsetting.
Yeah.
That like by the time they get back from camp, you're like, oh, this is my team.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for these guys.
And that's why camp is important.
Yeah.
And whether it's
Yeah.
football camp, basketball camp, but football camp for sure, because
Yeah.
you sweating, you pain, you got headaches,
Mhm.
you bruised up, and you got to get out there. And we had 2-a-days. We had 10-day camp, a
Yeah.
10-day preseason camp at Turlock. Cal State Stanislaus, hot as hell,
Yep.
2-a-days, plus workouts,
Mhm.
plus film. And you got to eat, and the little dudes got to eat more.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got to weigh yourself before and after practice. And we had 2 practices, so you weigh yourself 4 times a day.
Yep.
And if you are underweight, you ain't eating enough, and you got to get in that weight room. If you're overweight, scale back, bruh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be 325 by the beginning of the season. You're 340 right now.
Yeah.
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 Slow down.
Yeah.
But
They
that,
just do-
that camp is important, man. Like you were saying, I mean, it's about the camp had to be that hard in order to overcome, because what they came back to after camp, they like, oh, we ain't in camp no more.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like
Mhm.
it's like my coach used to say, my basketball coach, shout out to Coach Chris, but he used to say, trials and tribulations plus trauma equals triumph. Right. And so
bars.
it's like no matter what, I know, right? It's like no matter what you're going through, like that trauma from what you're going through is what's gonna make you come out on the other side. Because if they didn't go that hard during camp and he was just like, all right, 2 weeks, 2-a-days maybe, then let's go back, they wouldn't have made it, man.
Yeah.
They would have made it. They wouldn't have won more than 3-4 games.
Right.
And that's why I think probably the most important person on the team is Julius Campbell.
Mm.
Okay. Because the conversation, like Bertier is the captain,
Mhm.
right? Bertier is the All-American. I think it's obvious that Bertier is the best player
Yeah.
on the team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Bertier loves football,
Mhm.
right? And I think in Julius, he sees somebody that has talent
Shoot.
as well, but he just don't like the way Julius is playing.
Right.
So after he goes 3-a-days, he confronts him, and Julius basically says, you want me to sacrifice for the team Like
Right.
what team?
What team?
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna do my thing. And it's Julius that calls out to Bertier that Ray ain't blocking for Rev.
And you ain't saying nothing.
And you ain't saying nothing. And you supposed to be the captain.
Yeah.
You the captain? You on your job? You the captain? Well, how come Ray ain't blocking for
Not one time.
Not one time. And then he goes like, fuck the team. I'm gonna do my thing. And then Bertier goes, man, that's the worst attitude I ever heard. Attitude reflect leadership.
Right.
Captain. Right? When Julius calls Bertier out, he cuts through all the other shit. He cuts through race, he cuts through talent, and speaks to the football player in Bertier. And that is what powers Bertier.
Mhm.
So he's been called out on that. And then at the next practice, Bertier is back to being Bertier. Much the same way later you see Yoast being Yoast.
Yeah.
That Bertier that you see at practice, woo, fired up and all of that.
super fired
That's
up.
who he is, right? That's who he is all the time. We have that. He hasn't been that. He's been subdued. He's been isolated. He hasn't been leading the whole
and
team.
he's been worried about Julius.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's been
Yep.
This dude over here is nasty
Yep.
with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So when he calls out Ray for not blocking for Rev, the very next play, Julius does the thing that, plays his left side, his strong side, right? And that's when we get that iconic moment. Like Bertier is so excited by what just happened. Left side, strong side, left side,
Yeah, that was
strong side. And that right there is like the moment they officially become a team.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think both the white players and the black players needed permission from their alphas.
Right.
Right? And
Right.
Bertier is their alpha.
For sure.
And when Bertier gets on board, all of the rest of the white boys get on board. And when Julius gets on board,
They like,
all of
oh,
the black boys
snap.
get on board.
Yeah.
And now we cooking.
Now we cooking. Now
But
the
if
Titans
Julius
are-
doesn't do that, I don't know if Bertier gets to that on his own.
No, he doesn't. And we don't know.
Right.
But chances are Bertier was a good kid. He wasn't necessarily racist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he started off racist.
Right.
But for example, I mean, this picture, obviously we can't be racist because we're black. You know what I'm saying? But like, we have our prejudices, our thoughts, and I don't really have no problem. Even growing up in LA, I didn't have no problem with nobody, really.
Right.
But you're trained to treat to see and me at 10 years old, I'm listening. I didn't have no Mexican friends.
Right.
But there was Mexican people all around us. We didn't even talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
right, but I had no
That's
problem
so
with them.
fucking true.
Yeah, it was unwritten law, unwritten law that like they just there and we here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Until it was time to rumble.
Right, and then that's when that's unfortunate when the race wars were hit, and then now so but like
so Bertier was tribal,
he
right?
was tribal, but I think the same thing with Yoast. Now there's some people who just racist to the core,
like Yoast is a assistant.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
His boy.
Yeah.
Man.
There was no
and
getting,
coming back for that.
there was no getting through to him.
His assistant,
There was no getting through to
he
him.
could not
And-
stand them niggas.
Yeah.
He
and
could not
Dean.
stand them niggas.
Dean Martin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
His
Yeah.
best friend.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Bro, Ray, just chill. You see, we're being you best friends, bro. If I'm cool with it, why you ain't cool with it?
Yeah.
Right.
Ray's like, no.
Like, but and mom's was more. Bertier's mom wasn't. I mean, she was racist.
Yeah.
But
She was prejudiced.
Prejudice, like she
yeah,
was.
yeah.
She was afraid.
Yeah.
The fear of the black man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because Bertier lacing up his sneakers, about to head to the hood to go hoop. She was like, nah, you coming with me to church.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like this.
it was so much going
You
on.
don't even know him. I don't want to
Yeah.
get to know him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They didn't understand each other. Right. Football became the language that the whole community spoke in.
Right.
Right.
Winning became the language that the whole community spoke in. But like at that particular point, yeah, like that's the whole thing. And so like I think that Yoast kind of makes a clear example of it when Alan's dad is in the coach's office, with Alan made all was athlete of the week 3 years in a row,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then basically Yoast was like, I can't really do nothing for you, and he storms out, and then He goes, okay, I guess that's the last we'll see of him. He's like, no, I won't. We on the deacon board together, right? So you got all of these different philosophies. Like you got people that are deeply racist. You got people that just love football and want to win. You got people that are just kind of ignorant and don't know any better,
and they're afraid of what they don't know.
Yeah, it's just all happened. Like even like Bertier's girl, like to me, she didn't strike me as racist. She just struck me as like,
this is something new that
we don't do. Yeah, we don't do this.
What's going on?
What's up with you?
Yeah,
like, we don't. That's not how we roll.
They hate us, so I'm not gonna shake their hand. 'Cause I don't trust him.
Yeah,
he hates me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of that is white guilt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes white guilt makes you overcompensate. Hey, how are you? Can I touch your hair? Can you make my hair like yours? No. And you got the white guilt just like, I'm gonna stay away because we didn't did y'all so dirty.
Yep.
That I can just imagine. As soon as you have an opportunity to do me dirty, you're gonna do it. So
Bertier's,
this big ass kid, Julius Campbell, I'm not shaking your hand because I don't want you to do something to me.
Right.
She was one of the best worst actresses in the movie. Right?
Oh, Bertier's girl?
Bertier's girl. She
is that one of the characters that you
about? She stunk as an actress. Because I mean, like there was no emotion in her voice at all. Like everything felt very robotic. Hi, Julius. You know what I mean? Like, just like not a whole lot of emotion in
I think that was by design though.
She seems so different from everybody else. She did not seem Southern, right? Like, and they in Virginia.
I don't think she sounded Southern.
She didn't sound Southern,
That's
right?
a good point.
She didn't sound Southern.
I never even...
She sounded incredibly proper, incredibly rich, right? Like I don't know. There was something off-putting.
That's what it is. You can be born and raised in Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Dallas, but you so high up in money that you probably went to private schools. You might have went overseas from age 12 to 15 to go to school.
I think that's my point. I think you just hit my point. She did not belong at T.C. Williams, right? Like, she seemed like she would have gone to Montclair Prep.
Montclair Prep.
Or something like that. Like, what the fuck is she doing?
Crystal Stair Academy.
Crystal Stair Academy. At integrated as T.C. Williams. Yeah. I think that's like, she kind of felt a little like fish out of water to me. But I think your point, the analysis of who she is like, no, she's not a public school girl. Right. Like her family got bread.
Got major bread.
Major bread. And so she talks like someone that has major bread. If that's the case, why like nobody else talks like her. Right. In the entire,
maybe I wasn't paying attention enough. That didn't distract me. I didn't even pay attention.
I just noticed.
I just think it was her. That was her role. Like that was. I think that was.
I think she's supposed to be like a stick in the mud.
Yeah, because I think it was supposed to be like, okay, I don't even like half these white people. So
yeah.
So if you think I'm gonna like you, I think that's how I came across.
I felt like she liked Bertier.
Yeah, she fucked with Bertier.
And the other people, she was like, I'll go out with you, but can Bertier come?
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like he's going pro. right.
Her father and Bertier's mother, their parents are trying to, hey man, let your son meet my daughter.
Yeah.
Yes. They're trying to, she's a debutante girl.
She knows, like Bertier got offers from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So Bertier, he's an All-American.
Yeah.
He's coming into a senior year already killing from last year.
Right.
If Bertier doesn't get hurt, there's a good probability that Bertier is going pro.
He's gonna play for the Bears.
Right? So she's already on that bread. He's the only one around here.
Yeah.
If you see the end montage, everybody else got a regular ass job. So
regular.
Petey push a broom for the state. Right? Bertier was on his way up. So she kind of caught me as an odd character. One of the other things that I thought was odd is it's cringeworthy every time they sing in the movie, with the exception of the na 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 na, like when like Eagles, y'all, like whenever they doing that shit, I'm just like
hot take tone.
Yeah.
I've played sports my whole life. We was on track buses, football buses.
Yeah.
When have you ever heard one of your homeboys that's 16 years old sound like Trey Songz?
Right.
Nigga, we're all sounding to Shabuya, Shabuya, roll call. Yeah. Nigga, we all sound terrible. It's not a musical.
Yeah. He just sounds so bad. Like he said.
He's supposed to.
He sounded so bad. And maybe like
you talking about Elastic?
I'm talking about the big white
Elastic.
Yeah. Like he sounds bad. Rev sounds bad. And it's just like, they just be singing out of nowhere. And I was just like, I hate these moments. Like, either give me something else to watch. But I just felt like those moments were like cringe.
That to me reminded me of the homie or me in high school clowning. When you come into the locker room, whether it's high school or college, Tully, shout out to my boy TBC, Tully Bandit Gang. He is from the Bay, and he would play his music. We all play music, but he would always be first to like grab the stereo and start bumping some Mac Dre. You know what I'm saying? Some E40.
That's wasn't what this was, though.
No, what I'm saying is like, but he would fast forward, rewind it to 1971. He's the one singing out of key all the time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be the one. And folks like, yo, shut up, man. Like, we used to always say, who let Telly be the DJ? Who let Telly be the DJ? Like, we yelled at, hey, man, stop playing that shit.
That sounds fun.
This sounded fun. You just didn't like it.
I just
the
didn't
dude
like
singing,
it.
and he was like, he was singing Temptations terribly. You can't sing Temptations unless you a Temptation.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like Blue. Like, I didn't like Blue.
What?
You know what I mean? Like,
what's wrong with Blue?
Just there was a thing with Blue where like if it was a drinking game and you had to take a shot every time Blue said "man." You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Like they were letting him. They were letting him.
Speech. Come on, man.
Yeah,
we better than this, man.
Y'all think we done something, man? We ain't done nothing, man.
But then again,
yeah,
he reminds me of a country ass coach I used to have when I played in Texas, who probably didn't graduate from high school, or who probably just got passed from high school and then went to West Texas A&M, and then played football there. And now he coaching at a local, you know what I'm saying? So he the same dude that, have you ever seen that viral clip of the coach that he ended up getting fired? But he was like, knock a nigga shit loose. Yeah. He do his team in high school, right? And he got him in the parking lot before the game, right before they run down to the field. They got a chant. We gonna boom, boom, we gonna boom, we gonna hit him, boom, boom, we gonna knock a nigga shit loose. Boom. I said, what? I said, well, we gonna knock a nigga shit. And they got the whole 80, 90 kids, knock a nigga shit loose. White kids, black kids. And it's crazy. I'm juiced. I got goosebumps just hearing it.
Yeah.
That's the nigga that's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
He don't know that I shouldn't be saying this in front of, it's on TV too.
Yeah.
It's like this is team. It's like a championship regional team.
Yeah.
And they nice with it, but you can't give them these 14 to 16-year-old, 15 to 18-year-old kids.
Yeah.
It was noticeable. Like,
I noticed it too. Yeah. But the movie be so great.
And that's the
I
thing.
didn't care, man.
I don't really.
You was like, Tom was watching this last, like, yeah, we'll talk about this thing.
Because to me, I've always noticed it. And because it's like you're at a restaurant and you get served your favorite dish and there's like a hair on it. Right? And you just like,
damn.
And you just
I don't think it's that bad.
Hair, and you just want to remove the hair, but you don't want to throw the whole. Here's the point. All jokes aside.
Okay.
The movie is so tight and so well in so many places that at these moments where like the team comes to resolution on their own, like that meeting in the gymnasium, it just does not compare to some of the other moments. So there's a letdown. And because I've been let down because of the performance of acting is not up, now I'm noticing why I've been let down, right? So it's those moments that like illustrate to me like, I'm not really feeling the decisions that the actors are making in this scene because everything else is up here. Like everything is here.
So
that's my point, bro. That's my point.
He said this earlier. He was like, I think that was on purpose. I think you need the balance. And then you need Blue being subpar in that scene with the dialogue.
Take Blue out of it, and then what do you have? You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
in those situations, I'm saying
they're because eventually the whole team is coming out to like the shit that Blue probably started. Yeah. So we needed that bad singing. We needed those. And here's the thing: I've seen. I mean, I've been to high school in locker rooms. I've been in those locker rooms, and the guy giving the speech is a kid. He's not supposed to sound like a thespian. He's not supposed to be like, he's going to be redundant. He going to say, instead of, because he really want to say, nigga, hey, man, hey, fuck these niggas, man. We better than these niggas, man. Right. Come on, man. We can do this shit, man. It's a chant. It's a rant. He's just rawing them up.
So I'll give you an example. Julius's speech at the end of the movie, fucking perfect.
But it shouldn't have been perfect.
Right. I get your point.
It shouldn't have been perfect.
I get the point you're trying to make.
You got to do, he's going to be stuttering over himself. Come on, man. Hey, man. Come on, bro.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You trying to rile up the troops. Hey, you You're not a coach. A coach went through high school, college,
Mm-hmm.
and the pros possibly, and so he's worked on his speeches for years, not even knowing he's working on them. He's just saying things over and over and over again.
Yeah.
This is your first time, hey, bro. I ain't been probably talking to y'all like this, but I'm the leader. All right, so I gotta get these guys going. Hey, yo, pardon me, coach. All due respect. This is something that we ain't never seen him. He hasn't done it all game.
And that is kind of like
movie. I mean,
that's the point that like I like the scene when Bertier gets hurt, and it's the conversation between Julius and Bertier in the room. I love that. Wood Harris, we love fucking Wood Harris. And so he would have been perfect to be the one to like kind of like rally them, but you need somebody else. And Petey's not that leader. They try to prop Rev up like he's the leader, but there's Rev's performance is, a little bit mixed as well. So like Blue is the obvious choice, but like to me it's just like it's just something about the way it's delivered that like if I was directing it, I would be like, okay, let's do it again, but let's find another word to use besides man.
But I think that's why we had Julius Campbell do his speech later to show, all right, Blue don't know what he's doing. He got heart.
Yeah.
And let me get the guys together, but he's not the one to do the speech because he's not the actual leader.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a soldier.
And now Julius is. With Bertier on the bench,
Julius is. Because Julius Blue tried to do what Bertier does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He can't.
Right.
He's not that guy.
Right.
Hence it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Julius is that guy, and now that my brother's down, I got to become that guy.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I never had to because Bertier was doing all the talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Blue was like, well, shit, so somebody got to say something. Bertier ain't here, so all right, man, come on, man. I think I would if we sat down with the writer or director, they might have been like, Brother Price.
Yeah.
That was intentional.
We
Blue
did
wasn't
that on
supposed
purpose.
to be good.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
The only other nitpick that I had.
Here we go.
I've got two more before we got to
Let me see.
To be known as Rev, he certainly wasn't a leader.
Right.
So you would have thought like if your colleagues call you Rev, it means you're probably in church every Sunday, and your daddy's probably a preacher, so you're probably a natural leader. So it made sense that Rev would be the quarterback, right? But Rev did not seem to have the same leadership capabilities of even a Ronnie Bass.
On the field, he was because his cadence was dope. He was He was.
Yeah.
That was his thing, and
I expected more from Rev, like in terms of
like motivation wise.
Yeah.
Only reason why Rev is choir boy.
He's a choir boy.
He's going to be a reverend.
Yeah.
And choir boy became more assertive as he got older.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's humble. He's a humble servant.
Yeah.
So he's more like he'll let the leaders lead, and he's you know what I'm saying, I'll play my role and stay in my lane until but I guarantee you I feel like if coach was like, Rev, come here, man. I need you to take these guys to the promised land. I need you to win this game. They're gonna follow you. This if he didn't get hurt.
Right.
I need Bertier's down and Julius Campbell's down. We need you. I feel like his character would have taken that as a challenge and rose to it.
Yeah.
I think because he got so many personalities like Bertier, Petey, Campbell, even the big boy, he let them shine.
Yeah.
He's more like, okay. So he's more reserved because of the team dynamic.
Okay. Last nitpick before we got to get into some awards. The difference in the talent of our child actors is another example of like how this movie is kind of uneven, right? Hayden Panettiere as Cheryl Yoast.
Yo, she killed it.
She's throwing 99 miles per hour the entire movie. She is going toe-to-toe with Denzel, going toe-to-toe with adults. She is showing
toe-to-toe
range.
with what's his name? Bosley's dad.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Like she's so good. The little girl that they have playing Denzel's daughter, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like another.
She's supposed to.
But we got a kid the same age who
But here's
is,
the thing.
but head and shoulders better. That's all I'm saying.
Let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting here with a grown man breaking down football film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She does the same thing with her dad.
She's
she
a
calls
different
him
kind
coach.
of kid. Yeah.
She doesn't. She's a warrior. She's a
Yeah,
soldier.
She doesn't call him dad.
She calls him coach.
Yeah.
Her father is you mean coach? She's been coached her whole life, as opposed to Nikki.
Yeah.
Is just sitting there while her dad's in the back office on the breaking down film.
Yep.
She's playing with her dolls.
Yep.
Yeah.
And her little sister's too young to really play with, so she's a kid.
Yeah. Little Cheryl Yoast has been on the sideline her entire life.
Man,
Going
crazy.
Watching real Yoast go.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like watching real Yoast go. So yeah, it makes sense that she would be
She's
demonstrative
Yeah.
and big because, she loves her dad.
loves her dad.
Stayed with her dad. Like they say that the mama left because the daddy was so into coaching.
Yeah.
I
More
say
example that the Yoast that we saw ain't the real Yoast. But,
Mhm.
but she decided, like, what little girl stays with her dad? But
What
she's
little
about
girl
that
sits
football.
in a football coaching meeting?
Mhm.
Remember, he
Right.
put her to the side, and she came back in and sat down. Was like this.
Mm-hmm.
Those type of kids
Yeah.
start speaking like adults faster than the little kids.
When
the
they were
kids her
at the
age.
banquet, she was breaking down the plays that we had ran. Right? Like, they had caught us in a second and 5. So we ran, you know what I mean? Like she's about it. And I guess that makes so much sense that, like, even though, like I said, the acting was a little uneven, but that while Boone's daughter was so subdued.
And think of exactly. Also think of it like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's real life.
Yeah.
How many 9-year-olds act like they're 12 and this 9-year-old is still playing with Barbies?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
Because
yeah.
of the stimulus. Like this girl is being exposed to so much other things that most girls shouldn't be exposed to. Not like
Yeah.
it's a bad thing, but most 9-year-olds aren't exposed to football film and
Right.
going to practice every day.
She's like
Yeah.
like
Every day.
After school,
Giving everybody
she
water.
didn't have any friends, bro.
She
She's
didn't have
playing
no
basketball
friends.
by
Yeah.
herself.
Yeah.
And that's why even in the movie, they was like, if your daughter wants to come over, we would love for that to happen.
yeah.
She don't have no friends. She's a weirdo.
And when she came over, she was sitting
Sitting with the coach.
watching
So
film.
she's that girl in real life.
Mhm.
Take the actress out of it. The actress
Yeah.
is dope. And Nikki did her thing too.
Yeah.
For her age.
Right.
But like in real life, a girl like that, raised in the household like that, out
Mhm.
with her dad, and a girl like Nikki, they would be two different types of girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same age.
Yep.
But I feel like that girl would be more advanced.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think you're right. Okay, so before we get into any awards, are there any other scenes that we want to talk about that we haven't talked about?
Man, perfection.
Yes.
Man, that's my
Mhm.
scene right there.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie. Before I do anything, I listen to that before I go on
Yeah.
on set
Auditions.
sometimes, man.
We would be
I'd be
perfect.
I'd be like, in every aspect of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's true. Like he's not expecting everybody to be a perfect person. He's just like, when you play this game, do your job to the best of your ability.
Mhm.
And that's what I take away from him. So man, I listen to that. I got that on repeat.
Yeah. I
And
love that scene.
as much as he was such a hard coach, he was a very hard
Oh,
coach.
yeah.
But he was no. I've had the hardest coach in the world, Coach Dutton, Bill Dutton. Shout out to you, brother.
Mhm.
Extremely hard. Water breaks for what?
Yeah.
Water break, but the other departments on the team.
Water is for cowards.
water
Right.
cowards.
Yeah.
Wash the blood off my uniform.
Yeah,
you don't get no blood off my uniform.
We're going to do up downs until blue is no longer thirsty.
No one tired or thirsty.
Right.
But he doesn't cut anybody.
Right.
Yeah, I don't cut you.
Yeah.
If you showing up
If
here,
you come out,
yeah, you here.
mhm.
You know, what I'm saying? It's up to you to quit.
Mhm.
I'm sure he has a lot of people quit on him.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm not gonna cut you. I'm not gonna quit on you.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, he says the best players will play.
Yeah.
And that's the fairest way you can. He says, "Hey, I'm pushing you to the limit."
He's a good coach.
and he's probably the coach that did all the things I'm making you do.
Mhm.
Yep.
And you got the coaches that sit there and blow the whistle and sit down. Now he's jogging with you.
Man.
I'm up in the morning. You up in the
Mhm.
morning.
Yep.
Yep. So
One of my
So
other
it's up
favorite
before you.
scenes. Shout out to Ryan Gosling. He's
Oh,
good
for
in this
sure.
movie.
Yeah, yeah.
For
He's so
sure.
good. Like
Yeah.
he's cool as fuck in this movie.
mhm.
Ryan Gosling is gonna go into Virginia Tech and smash everything.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
and specifically some black girls.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Right.
Now
It'll
he
be
is,
okay.
for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
And I love the fact that, like, you know, first of all, I love his character's self-awareness.
Mhm.
He will Alan will sub himself out. Alan will be very honest. I can't play with these guys.
That's hard to do when you were a standout last year.
Yes.
Right.
He was 5-time player of the week.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, but we playing against, and it wasn't even playing against a brother. He playing against a faster white boy.
Right.
He said, "This dude's too fast. I can't do nothing with him. I'm losing." And he said, "He's the type of guy that would dedicate. I mean, that would sacrifice his playing time for the sake of the team."
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And probably thinks his pop is tripping because his pops is probably in his ear all day long about you got to, da 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 da. And he's just like, listen, put Petey in. He's better. Like such an honest assessment. But when the first time that they pull him out, when the dad is going nuts, and little Cheryl is like, he just getting beat. That's all.
He getting beat like something.
Like
What's
beat
he
like he
say?
stole something.
Like he stole something.
Yeah.
Oh, be quiet.
I'm just saying, he just getting beat. Like for her, it was so matter of fact. Like, like he getting beat. That's why he getting pulled out. It ain't because he black. It ain't because he white.
Beat.
He just getting beat.
Because the white boy over there was cooking.
Was
Yeah,
cooking.
he was.
Yeah.
Was
he
cooking.
I said, hey, who's his actor?
Right.
Got him out there with
He
some
was
wheels.
really out there doing sprints.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into some awards.
Yes.
Who's the MVP, the most valuable player, not necessarily on the team, but in this movie? Who's the most important, most valuable actor, character in Remember the Titans?
Damn it. This is why this movie's so great, because there's a few.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned Julius.
Yeah.
We got Boone. Honestly, this project, this movie, this season could have went way left if it wasn't for Yoast.
True.
If Yoast left, they're not winning. They're not going undefeated.
Because none of the
I know
white
you
boys
say
are
he
going to play.
I know you say he loafed a little bit.
Yeah.
But
He was still necessary.
he was still necessary, and those players still played.
That's true.
And he loafed while they were still winning.
Yeah.
For a coach not giving them his all, and we still undefeated.
Yeah.
And my defense is still the number one in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I said, he had two great ends, or I don't know if Julius played outside linebacker, but he had the talent.
They both were ends. Left side, strong side.
They're both ends. So like, he had great ends. So, he didn't have to coach him up too much.
True.
Right? Because, they was putting the rush on.
But he also is a 15 season winning coach.
So even little things.
Even
little things.
He was doing that without the black kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Even little things. Yost is a great nominee. Julius is a great nominee.
For sure.
Boone is a great nominee.
I think Boone.
Who do you think?
I mean, man. I'm gonna give it to Cheryl, man.
Yeah.
She was,
oh, man. Yeah.
Man, she killed it. She was she was in everybody. I mean, her dad, Boone, the whole team. She was in everybody ass. So,
She's the type of person that probably should grow up and be an athletic director.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? All over all the sports. She probably should run track, or because she ain't gonna play football and be successful at it.
Right.
But hopefully she picks up basketball, what she did.
Yeah.
So then she'll probably end up being an All-American guard.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Oh, for sure.
Going to Purdue, going to Indiana or something like that. But I like her. I love her. But because a lot of her ranting kind of went unheard.
Yeah.
Even though she was spitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's still a girl. She's not even a girl. She's still a kid.
Right.
And so, but if they had more talks, they had more scenes with her father or her mother, her giving her dad or even Coach Boone a voice of reason, like heart to hearts, then I would put her in there.
Right.
But that's not she did such a great job.
So
I wonder what she's
vote?
doing now. My vote is Boone.
Boone?
Okay.
Even though Julius makes sense. Bertier.
Yeah. And so here's where I'm torn. I really want to give it to Julius because I think he is the one that plants the seed, but I think it's Bertier, right? And the reason why I think it's Bertier is the big man on campus, right? And I think that once Bertier is on board, not only is the team on board, but I think the whole school and community is on board, right?
He changed before everybody else did.
Yes.
True. He changed before Julius. Julius is why he changed.
Right.
But he changed before Julius. Left side, left side. And Julius was like,
he waited, man. He's about to
how do I respond?
And everybody got on point.
And then eventually Boone and Yoast came together.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about it is, as much as Boone was trying to get the team to get together, him and Yoast didn't get on the same page until the end of the film.
That's what I'm saying. And so Like, this is why I
And
wouldn't give it to
Bertier was already
Boone.
on page.
This is why I wouldn't give it to Boone. And I love Boone. Boone did everything right, but it still was not working. Right? Like, he had to go to three a days. He had to take them boys to Gettysburg. I mean, Boone was trying everything that
That's
he
why
could.
he was getting MVP because of effort.
Yeah, I mean, he was
And the
doing
vision.
everything that he could, but it wasn't until Bertier became his captain. He needed somebody on the team to march under his flag and his sigil.
Yeah.
And and it couldn't have been Julius because Julius wasn't the leader of the team.
Right.
It was Bertier. And once Bertier becomes the leader of the team, Bertier is the one that's like, this is a defense table. You go sit over there. Right? Like, like it's Bertier.
Go sit over there with somebody and get to know him.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Go sit.
Go sit. You're
go
my
sit
best
them,
friend. I
yeah.
see you all the time. Move. Go over there.
Now that's a mama joke, right? Like, like it's Bertier that like gives everybody permission.
I want to give it to Boone.
Yeah.
But I get because I feel like the reason why it all worked out because he tried so hard and he finally got it to go and he had to let it work itself out from the inside out.
Yeah.
He's from the top, from the bottom up, and he eventually got through to them. But Bertier even rejected his own people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Left his own girl
Left
for
his
the
own
cause.
girlfriend.
So did.
For the
You know
cause.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
man, he was gonna get lucky that year too, because he probably just been feeling her booty and her titties and stuff.
Yeah.
He probably ain't even beat yet.
They've been going to Lookout Mountain. You know what I mean?
Lookout
Right.
Busting, kissing, the necking, and all
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
it. He probably was gonna
He was
smash
about to
that
get
season.
them buns.
Yeah,
Who's the LVP?
LVP.
Who's the LVP?
Ooh.
I'll give mine while you guys are still thinking.
Okay. Okay.
The brother that convinced Boone to take the job. Like the local NAACP man.
No, right.
Yeah,
He gonna fire you so you lose one game.
Set
He said,
this
"What
nigga
about
up."
my family?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's the same dude as the nigga from Devil in the Blue Dress.
Right. Yeah.
That's the homie that owned the owner
Yeah,
of the bar.
Joppy, yeah.
Joppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you got killed at the end, Joppy. You was worthless.
On the call sheet, his name should have been My Bad. Right? Like, because
My bad, fam.
he convinces this man. This man packs up and moves his family to Virginia.
Yeah.
He convinces him to take another man's job and then
And be hated for it.
which he was going to be hated for. And then basically was like, yeah, you lose a job, man.
You lose a game, you out
You out.
of a job. What about my family? I just came here from.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, to me, like, you set this man up for failure.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
For
you
sure.
you hyped him up. You said, didn't you race with Dr. King? You got the whole community in his front yard. They got potato salad. You know what I mean? And
Ooh, with the egg in it.
Right.
and when it came down to it, you couldn't even
Have my back and secure
couldn't-
my job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why didn't
I agree
debate.
with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
I agree
debate.
with that.
why
Right.
didn't he go to the press? Right? Like, you the race man in 71.
Mhm.
Why don't you go to the Virginia Picayune and say they doing Boone wrong?
Right.
I heard that like if he lose one game, it's over. Right? Like you can't help at all.
Nah, you can't.
He's like, my bad, man.
I don't know what to say.
I don't even know.
Say that you finna go up there and holler at them.
Yeah.
He
Fix
was-
this.
He was like, committee want me to ask for my job back. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I knew I wouldn't trip. Red ass.
All right,
nigga.
now let's give awards. 5 Black Fists on a scale of 5 Black Fists, all-time classic to 1. How are we ranking Remember the Titans? Easy.
Five,
You gotta see it.
twice.
I think that this movie should be required watching in like middle school.
Yes.
Mhm.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's that good. The messages are not that heavy-handed,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
And it just delivers a powerful message that like, unity and togetherness and love and friendship are like all possible.
Right.
I think if like more kids saw this, and I think this is the type of like real race conversation that some people be afraid to have with their kids, not black families, right? Black people families, but even me to a certain extent. Like I've got a little girl. I know we're time. I've got a little girl who is 9 years old. We live in a predominantly white neighborhood.
Mhm.
There's only a handful of people there. And there are not like issues of race, but she knows that she's black or brown. They call her brown. They don't call her black. And, and she's curious about how she fits in this world, right?
Mhm.
And, as her father, I'm waiting because I don't want to pierce the bubble of her innocence and childhood.
Yeah.
But like, well, let me tell you how race works in this world. I'm not trying to lean on her on that too heavy because I want her to be a kid and I want her just to play and not have to deal with, cliques and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes time to introduce it, Remember the Titans is going to be the movie that we start with.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We'll start with that one and go from there. So 5 Black Fists.
5 Black Fists. Easy work. Easy work, man. I loved it. I loved even the quirky performances.
Right.
For the not so strong actors.
Yeah.
It's almost like the burnt spots on the hot link. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Still good.
It's still good.
It's still good.
Still good, man.
Yeah,
man.
Like Eagles, y'all. I just don't like that. I don't like when singers get to vibrate in their jaw.
Wanye,
yeah, like Wanye. I don't like it. Well, Wanye is the exception because he's singing so well.
Come on,
but I don't like the vibrato, and so yeah, I don't like that shit. That makes me uncomfortable.
I can picture Tone in the concert with his girl, and he's like listening to the song. As soon as that jaw gets to twitching, he's like.
Yeah, I just
yeah.
Man,
like why you got to do it like that?
Everything can't be perfect, man.
I know. It's that kind of singing is one of my like pet peeves. Like it's one of those things when I see it, I'm just like my brain goes, I don't like that. So this white guy is singing off key, and then here comes Rev vibrating his chin, and I'm just like, fast forward.
Vibrating his chin, pause.
Oh man, sweet ass Rev.
Dang, hey man, this is fun. Remember the title when it's a movie. Usually usually the 5 Fists films are the ones we can talk about for hours.
Yeah,
for sure.
And this is one of them.
There's so much more that we haven't even touched on.
Yeah, so I'm sure in our journey here we'll resurface again because we'll revert back to or refer back to. Remember the Titans because we'll never forget them.
Right.
We're going to remember you. You're going to come back and do some more movies.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Please do.
Absolutely.
Right,
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to Denzel and the cast.
Yes.
Director.
Shout out to Will Patton.
Coach
Yoast.
Yes. Coach Yoast. Writer Gregory Allen Howard wrote a terrific film. Boaz Yakin, the director, directed a great film.
Always shout out to Nicole Ari Parker.
Nice
subtle little movie.
Nice subtle. Yeah. And then she had a scene, and even without her scene, I loved his wife because she was so comforting.
She was so
He
good.
was stressed.
Yeah.
And she would come by, sitting with him, rub his chin, held him down. And then when she had words of wisdom or anything to say, she said it. And it was dope, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans. Hey, give us your comments and respond to Hot Take Tone's takes, and if you agree with them or not about the acting performances.
For me, I really want to know if they agree with what I had to say about Yoast. Yeah. Right? We recognize I'm out of pocket on the acting. So let's let's not put the target on my back there.
Was Coach Yoast loafing too much?
Yes.
Or was he just trying to figure it out and he had lost his job and he was just trying to cope with that, and it took him a while.
That's a great question, Ja.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
It's a good question. Yeah. All right, family. Remember the Titans. I'm your host, Big Ja. This is BlackBusters, the best movie review podcast in the world. And this is my co-host.
Fourth and Tone.
Fourth and Tone. And brother Kijan SImmons.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yes, sir, man.
I thought about being Tony Bass.
Tony Bass.
I like that.
Ronnie Bass, Tony Bass.
Yeah, but Fourth and Tone will work. Yeah.
Fourth and Tone for sure. You're going for it every time.
Yep.
80% success rate. Yeah,
that's about right.
Boom.
That's about right.
That's a great success rate. Fourth and Tone.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, man. Catch us next time. Be good or be good at it. Peace, y'all. Pum to the max.
BlackBusters.